It's always exciting when you're making a video and you drop your camera or your phone. I'm starting over, and I'm doing this backwards now because this is already here. So I used these steel rods from Old Tattoo Needles and made these this morning. So those are now glued in. There's one on each side. They're not perfect. I don't like perfect, because then I don't want to tear it up or bash it. So yeah, those came out really nice. So got that done. Now has paper clip here, all brass, diamond plate, nice big skid plate underneath there. It's all one piece and only attaches right here at the servo. It's the only place holding it on, and it's going to be solid. I drove it on all of my junk pile, my tool pile, and it works just fine. And I knocked my F-250 over just now. So doing that, I also replaced the little grab handle right here. Somehow it fell off somewhere and I have no idea where it went, or I took it off and didn't realize I left it off. So yeah, the body where I spliced it together back here, cracked. The joint came apart, so I ran some super glue down that crack and got it back together. Tow truck's all good, runs fine. Lots of weight. It's my heaviest one, so works great. She's now super glued at her hand, the driver chick right here, just one little spot. And the passenger, Dougie, is both feet super glued on just a tiny little bit on top of the D4L box, so he's now not going to fall out anymore. Move that out of the way and go back to what I was just doing. I'm going to do this video completely backwards. My XL1 bouncer chassis that I modified, I'll show first. Squeezing it to do all this, I cracked the joint right here, so I reinforced that with more carbon fiber dust, chop strand, whatever you want to call it, and super glue. It's stiff again. I cracked it here and was gonna crack it here and pull this hoop out, and I changed my mind on that, so there's now a tiny little bit of carbon fiber right here, chop strained of course, and more in here. I broke it right here, right there, to get this torsion spring, torsion link, whatever you want to call it, in there. That was the only way I could get it in, was to break that and redo the carbon fiber right here. So that's all solid again. You can see it does move. I also reinforced this seam here with a little more chop strand carbon fiber. The windshield is now screwed in right here, and the top is held by these 4 screws. That's what keeps it flat up against that. To explain my torsion link setup, it doesn't have as much articulation as a rock crawler as it would if it was stock, but it does still have some. This spring that's here, this is one piece. This is to keep both tires planted as much as possible. So in theory, with a brushless high speed, it's going to flex like that. during launches. I mean, it might wheelie. I don't care if it does. I kind of hope it does. But that's gonna, you can even watch the pinion angle change. That's gonna keep this thing planted, and it'll dig. I mean, it will just launch. So, and I'll explain another thing. These two short links are solid. They do not adjust. Those are off of a little generic helicopter that my son had that broke right after we bought it, basically. And they fit the little balls, so those are not adjustable. Everything else is adjustable. These are not glued right here. They're just pressed on, and they seem to stay just fine. I mean, all the pressure pushing them forward is going to keep them right where they need to be. These are the links, either the short links for the A01, or they're the steering link for the A01, the short one. I'm not sure. They're just little short Orlando links. The rear shocks will be replaced. These are Losi Micro T shocks, or Trail Trekker, I don't remember. Actually, I think, yeah, these are Micro T tall shocks. I'll replace these with the tall Orlando shocks eventually. I just wanted them on here for now, which, I mean, that might shorten just a little. Now, this thing's going to set kind of low. It's not going to set up real high. So you can see the bend in the lower links that is needed for that right there, that purpose. So, and these are also the long Tundra links, PO2 links. With that said, I'm going to get this out of the way. That's everything I wanted to say about it, I think. The ball studs are drilled into the axle right here. Last thing. The rear screw mount. I just opened the hole up very carefully with the appropriate size drill bit and then threaded those in. Works great. Other thing I did was actually kind of a significant modification to two vehicles. My Gammy RC Baby Fat Girl chassis. I don't know how I'm going to do this because of the mess I got here now, but and my A01 CJ Custom, I swapped axles. The X01 axles that were on here are now on the CJ, and the A01 axles that were on the CJ are now on the Baby Fat Girl. And the reason I did that is they're the same width. They are almost identical. I think there's a 1 millimeter, maybe 2 millimeter difference because of the 36 millimeter tires on these wheels. But with the deep dish wheels on the A01 axles, it makes it almost the same as with these wheels on the X01 axles. So with that said, brass in the front, brass links in the front, aluminum in the rear. That's about all that I've done to the CJ. I did have to redo, I got stuff in here, the body mount with some JB Quick. Just a thin little layer, and that straightened the slop I was having with the front end, with it wiggling around and moving. It now does not move left and right in the mount. So that's dealt with, and you can see the little bumper that I was going to use on the back of my Duroc but it just didn't work out on there, so I'm using it on the front here. Let's see how I made the little plate that hooks up to the axle. So, and it does hang down a little bit, but it'll work. More front weight bias on there, and that's about it. The diamond plate, the part on here, and the whole skid plate under here should work fine. I've drove this over my tool pile on my desk, and it doesn't get hung up on anything. This thing's pretty much unstoppable when it comes to my desk. So, oh, and my aluminum Jeep body that I made, I worked on it a little bit too. I'm not going to build a rat rod with it, I don't think. I think it'll be another crawler. I finally bent the side pieces so they now line up, and I also took about 1/8 of an inch out of the back. So I almost knocked the phone down again. That'll be another one, not sure when. Yeah. Found a trailer hitch. Just happens to be the small servo mount piece, I think, for the P01 truck. So that'll work as a trailer hitch. We'll use these 2 little holes here and then drill 2 more. Get my trailer done eventually. I don't know what else. I didn't do anything to the big truck, the F-250. I don't have axles yet. The blue springs seem like they're going to be stiff enough to hold it up with the heavy duty springs in the back, very thick springs. See if I can get a close up of those. The upper springs in the front shocks are stock. These are extra thick and I don't know where they came from. These are blue anodized stiff springs out of some kind of an ink pen, and they seem to be just right. So anyway, I don't have anything else to say really. I just kind of went to town on this. I was cleaning my desk up and found some stuff and moved some stuff around, found some more stuff, and just kind of went to town for a few hours here and there, realizing some stuff. So I don't know. I'll figure something else out again and again and again. I do have more tall springs that I found, several. Still not done anything with the Bronco die-cast or the carbon fiber stuff. Haven't went any further with that. Lack of parts. I keep looking at my Tundra, thinking about taking it apart. Working on it some more, but there ain't really much I can do with it. Still need servos. Everything here needs a servo. Everything, all of them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 servos I need. And that's not including my boats, my pink truck. Yeah, I still need quite a bit of stuff. No hurry. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something. Like I did something else and I don't remember what I did. of those weeks. So yeah, kind of bagged up some stuff. Some of the stuff that was in my junk pile. I have kind of went through my junk pile and been sorting some things out. These are all tiny screws and a couple other random things. Those are the links for that truck. Nothing but tools over here. Pencils, markers, Sharpies, whatever. Got all of my cones and my little road barrier here. I don't know. I need some more boxes to put stuff in. More bags and boxes. I have some crazy ideas still, so we'll see. And I also have something, I don't know if I've already shown this, but this is the original plastic PO1 chassis, the Raptor chassis, and I have it mounted on Losi Trail Trekker axles with the original tires and wheels and my homemade long links. So I could make another Raptor or something that'll fit that chassis. It's kind of crazy looking. I already know how slow it would be with a Orlando motor. Even if it was a high-speed motor, I had a high-speed motor with those axles on my Gammy RC, and it was not fast. So if I went any slower than the, what was that, 1,000 or 3,000 RPM, it will be a turtle. So I don't know what I'll do with it. Just thought it was kind of interesting. I could mount these axles on any Orlando chassis with these links. The rear one, I need to put shorter links on the rear because it's angled, the pinion's angled up quite a bit. You see the pinion right here. The front is pretty much where it needs to be. I just need to shorten my upper links. I guess I could do that soon. But yeah. Who knows? Who knows? That was my soldering iron. I'm going to stop the video now because I'm making a mess. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my long random video.